I won't betray them.
You already have.
I gotta say that the scale of what you did with this film blew me away. I had no idea. And now I feel like a dummy. The last time I saw you, I was like, is he gonna punch somebody in this movie?
Oh yeah, that's right. I remember
Yeah.
you asking me that, and I was like, yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, I'm never playing poker with you. Because you're
Oh, was I
maybe.
stony on that? Oh yeah, that's
maybe.
good.
It's unbelievable. How do you begin to build the last hour of this movie?
Well, it's funny because it was all in the script, and it was definitely we knew where it was headed, and we knew that all those balls that were in the air, kind of like where they were going to go. I really did though enjoy. There's that little lull before the final when you see Zod come out of the dust there a little bit. It's kind of cool moment there. I did enjoy that kind of. I was watching with my friend once, and he was like, that bit happened, and he was like, "Oh my God, I got to do this again." I do like that. It's a little bit of torture for the audience, but it's good fun.
I've never seen action like this, and I knew I was in for something when 12 minutes into the movie, Russell Crowe's on the back of a dinosaur, and there's warships, and you're like, I don't know what I'm looking at. This is insane.
That's fun. Yeah, that was fun. And by the way, I love doing Krypton because I just love the idea that we got to really get a look at the whole, Superman's home planet. I really wanted, because I said to everyone, they were like, well, what do you guys want this to look like? What do you want Krypton to look like? And I said, I want you to be able to imagine that they could shoot a movie on Krypton that had nothing to do with Superman.
Yeah.
And just think that would be okay. Like young Zod and young Jor-El movie,
The thing about both Watchmen and 300 is you're working so directly from visuals in that. What I think is amazing here is these are your images now. Finally, we're dealing with iconography that's familiar, but I've never seen this story. Was that liberating, in a sense, finally being able to build something that's yours completely?
Yeah, I guess it is. I think about, because someone was asking me the difference between the two things, and I'm like, well, with those two, with Watchmen, because it's a graphic novel and it's like a particular it's like if I was making a novel into a movie, I would like really want to focus in on the particulars of that story. But because this is a character, 75 years of stories have gone on with Superman, you're literally talking about a guy who has been through every single thing you can imagine and every incarnation you can imagine. Horses, monkeys, dogs, they've thrown the kitchen sink at this guy, that it's fun to be able to distill him down to that, like, what I would consider is just kind of like the best bits of him,
Well, I think you and Goyer picked seriously the best way to handle the mythology. I want to thank you for a Lois Lane who's not an idiot. It's remarkable the difference it makes.
Well, and also with Lois, without Lois, the world doesn't get saved, right? And I think that's a super important part of it. And not to mention the fact that I really wanted from the beginning Lois Lane, this Lois, to make him better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the fact that he likes her,
Well, I gotta
makes
say,
him better, right? Like
part of what struck me is that both you and Chris have such strong equal partners creatively in your wives.
Yeah, 100%.
And I think that comes through in the movie is that the women in this movie are absolutely toe-to-toe equal with the men in the movie.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure.
It's really special, man. Thank you very much
it's my pleasure.
for pulling it off.
Oh, it's really my pleasure.
Yeah.
For breaking entertainment news and more, follow @HitFix on Twitter or visit hitfix.com.